This is Ju Hyuk, 25 years old, occupation, unemployed. Note, currently doing 3 part-time jobs, a convenience store, a barbecue restaurant, and seasonal labor. Still, Ju Hyuk must admit that even working like a beast, he could never save any money. The reason is simple: debt. A debt he has to pay. No matter how miserable things get, he still has to live to pay it off. Eating noodles, Ju Hyuk sighed. He had no special skills, only a healthy body to work with, so no bright future awaited him. Yeah. While Ju Hyuk was lost in thoughts of such a mediocre life, a line of text suddenly flashed in this society. Ju Hyuk has awakened. For a moment, Ju Hyuk didn't react in time, his hands continuing to scoop noodles into his mouth. Then Ju Hyuk quickly spat them out. Too hot. Damn it, you scared the hell out of me. Still, that line of text caught Ju Hyuk's attention. Awakened me. At that moment, Ju Hyuk suddenly remembered a legend about awakening. Some called it a blessing, a chance to seize wealth and completely change one's life, sometimes even luckier than winning the lottery. Even so, Ju Hyuk couldn't feel happy, thinking, but the problem is you can only enjoy those things while you're alive. Entering the tower is extremely dangerous. The future prospects inside it terrified Ju Hyuk, because you could be torn apart by monsters, freeze to death or burn to death in harsh environments, or die from poison, or get trapped and crushed to death, and so on. A grim list of awful ways to die in the tower, the safety guide's blackboard. Ju Hyuk hit the key point. Reflecting on everyday life, Ju Hyuk was the type who would turn a blind eye even when he saw injustice. Yeah, hello, and Ju Hyuk always avoided dangerous situations at all costs, an anonymous man at the bottom of society. That was him, Ju Hyuk. He had lived like that for 25 years and had never been to the construction zone. After a while, Ju Hyuk put down his chopsticks and focused his thoughts. But a fake awakening. Wait, is this really an awakening? Am I hallucinating from exhaustion? Sure enough, the blue screen from earlier had disappeared, the status window. But a moment later, another notification appeared. Name, Ju Hyuk, linked to Black Tower Korea Level 1, Attribute, Summoning. Simultaneous summon count. 1. Inventory empty. Attribute skill summoning has random target summons, normal skill cancellation, enter the tower once per day. Ju Hyuk was astonished. It's real, not a dream. My attribute is summoning. Accordingly, Ju Hyuk thought of fake awakenings being granted an ability called an attribute. Types range from swordsmanship, spear skills, shield techniques, archery, and martial arts to petrification, heavy strike, summoning, healing, and many others. It could be said that among them, summoning, including spirits, mythical beasts, golem, mad beasts, and so on, is generally known as the ability to command specific types of summoned creatures. At that moment, Ju Hyuk felt anticipation, wondering what he would summon. Now that I've awakened, shouldn't I cast some spectacular skill? Thinking so, he struck a cool pose, thrust his hand forward. Summoning skill. Ju Hyuk waved his hand. Random summon. However, nothing happened. Ju Hyuk scratched his head to comfort himself. Right, it doesn't work outside. Rumor had it that players' abilities, including skills, only took effect inside the tower and couldn't be manifested in the outside world. Apart from checking the system's status window, outside the tower players were little different from ordinary people. At this point, Ju Hyuk scolded himself. Anyone who surfs the web knows that I look like an idiot. He gloomily thought to himself, outside the tower you can't activate skill. A system notification suddenly appeared. Begin random summon. Ju Hyuk's eyes widened in surprise. What? A beam of purple light appeared before him. From that purple light, Korsak emerged with a smile on his face. But Ju Hyuk was utterly shocked. Wait, how is this working? He couldn't understand, and a human. Moreover, Korsak raised his hand in greeting. Indeed, my lord, I am a human. Ju Hyuk mentally shouted. What the hell? Looking at Korsak, Ju Hyuk still wondered. The summon succeeded even though I'm not inside the tower, and it's not a typical summoned thing like a spirit or golem but a person. Just then, Korsak pretended to sniff the aroma. He stepped toward Ju Hyuk's bowl of noodles. Oh, taking a break, may I have a bite? Ju Hyuk couldn't bring himself to refuse. Suddenly he felt ashamed. Of all people, he'd summoned a freeloader asking for a bite, and Korsak casually took a big bite, not forgetting to moan with pleasure. Damn, they must have launched a new spicy flavor. Seeing that, Ju Hyuk was even more bewildered. He's calling this spicy. He's just a freeloader asking for a bite and can't handle spice at all. After pondering for a while, Ju Hyuk couldn't find an answer. In any case, this was puzzling. Why would a skill activate outside the tower and summon a human? He'd never heard of such a thing. Thinking that, he pulled up the status window. Lines appeared. Summon humans and demi-humans. Summon rarity tiers are R rare, SR super rare, SSR special super rare, up to LSSR legendary special super super rare. Smooth communication between summoner and summoned creature is possible in all situations, which surprised Ju Hyuk. 3 tiers. He suddenly felt like he was gacha pulling characters in a game. At that moment, the status window displayed a notification. Summoned creatures are bound by 3 commandments. Ju Hyuk was stunned. 3 commandments. Then the screen quickly showed the explanation. The 3 commandments of summoned creatures. 1. A summoned creature must protect the summoner's life above all else. 2. A summoned creature must absolutely obey the summoner's orders. 3. If there is a conflict between Command 1 and Command 2, Command 1 takes priority. But Ju Hyuk found Corsac somewhat dubious. Absolute obedience. Maybe this is actually pretty good. So who is that guy, the name of the summoned one? Suddenly an info panel popped up. Catalog of the Cruel Guild's Mad Assassins. Name John Cossack. Rank SR. Super Rare. Type Human Assassin. Manifestation limit 6 hours. Satisfaction rating none. Cooldown 3 hours. Applied after dismissal. Corsac had once been the biggest headache for the Cruel Assassins Guild, a genuine madman. However, his mission success rate was 99%. He even successfully assassinated a 5th Circle Dark Mage. But his final moment left Ju Hyuk dumbfounded. As this information appeared, the area around Ju Hyuk suddenly began to transform. Unconsciously, he had fallen into a strange whirl of light. In a suspended state, Ju Hyuk saw a figure in black hurtling toward him. It turned out to be Corsac. He was rushing at incredible speed. Ju Hyuk's eyes suddenly widened. He watched Corsac in a panic. This is it. Ju Hyuk suddenly realized Corsac's past, and a question popped into his head. But why did he tie a ribbon on their heads? Is this why they call him mad? Using them as gifts or something? Moreover, Corsac's gaze was now utterly terrifying. At that moment, a line of text suddenly appeared. His end was the result of a mistake. At that time, Corsac had approached the bed of the assassination target. Without any hesitation, he raised his weapon high. A flash of light gleamed in Corsac's eyes. He was the Empire's strongest swordsman. A bloody battle broke out. This was Corsac's final memory. While Ju Hyuk was dazed, Corsac's grim voice sounded in his ear. What are you thinking? Seeing him fall back in shock, Corsac hurriedly explained. Sorry, my lord, I just wanted to ask if you had any tasks for me. At this, Ju Hyuk tried to reassure himself. Don't be afraid. It clearly stated that a summoned creature must show absolute obedience to its summoner. Thinking that, he seemed to make up his mind, and exhaled in relief. Then Ju Hyuk eagerly ordered Corsac. Corsac, wash the noodle pot for me now. He cheerfully complied. Yes, my lord. Ju Hyuk still wasn't satisfied. Wipe the table too. Corsac obediently followed. This surprised Ju Hyuk. Oh, he's quick and shows no resistance. A small joy crept into his thoughts. He was really following his order. Suddenly Ju Hyuk called Corsac again. Corsac replied, Command me. Ju Hyuk asked, Can you carry out unreasonable requests? He answered, I obey the summoner unconditionally. But Ju Hyuk hesitated a bit. After a pause, he finally blurted out, Bark. Harsh words poured out like to a dog. The room's atmosphere instantly froze, making him think inwardly, have I gone too far? Nevertheless, Corsac still obediently complied, leaving Ju Hyuk confused. He had been powerful in the past, so his pride must be great. What if he suddenly snapped? He gave a thumbs up as if to confirm silently. It truly is absolute obedience. At that moment, the room door rang with sharp knocks, and a domineering voice came. Ju Hyuk, you in there, open up, which drained the color from Ju Hyuk's face. Damn, I completely forgot. Today's the interest payment due. Then he gave an order. Corsac stood up quickly. He complied. Obedience. To explain this, one must mention Ju Hyuk's past. He had borrowed 10 million won. No bank would lend to him, so in desperation he turned to loan sharks. His father had slipped on ice and broken his hip. He needed money for surgery plus college tuition for his younger brother. He had no other options. He thought he could repay quickly, but the principal remained and he'd paid over 5 million just in interest. He thought to himself, honestly, I know it was a stupid decision, but what else could I do? There was no other way. Even if I could go back, I'd make the same choice. Outside, the noise grew louder. Ju Hyuk, show your face, I'm just checking if you're okay. Ju Hyuk hurriedly called, Corsac, Corsac. Corsac took a ready stance with anticipation. Order me, I'll deal with him and bring him to you. Ju Hyuk immediately refused. Not like that, he feared. He'll cause a disaster. Then he shoved Corsac to hide in the bathroom. Don't move, shut up and make no sound. He asked blankly, Can I breathe? Ju Hyuk answered, Yes. Corsac exclaimed, That's a relief. Then a hand suddenly shot out and grabbed Ju Hyuk by the collar. Young-ha spoke in a threatening tone. Ju Hyuk, you look pretty well. When I didn't see the interest, I was worried you were sick or something. Ju Hyuk timidly, I forgot. Sorry, I just transferred the money. But Young-ha wasn't satisfied and continued to taunt. If it's too hard, don't push yourself. If you're desperate, you can sell your organs. Just one kidney would make life so much easier. Outside, one of the henchmen spoke up. Doesn't that kid have a younger brother, boss? Young-ha laughed loudly. Take from the brother too. The fresher the organs, the more valuable they are. Those words reached Ju Hyuk's ear. Young-ha looked at him with contempt. Huh, what's that look? You look like you're about to stab me in the face. After calming down for a moment, Ju Hyuk awkwardly rubbed the back of his neck. Come on, boss, no way, I wouldn't dare do that. Hearing that, Young-ha finally left with his underlings. Watch yourself, unless you want to die an unlucky death. Then Ju Hyuk turned to the side. Korsak, you really hid perfectly. Korsak replied, that was your order, my lord. At this, Ju Hyuk sat down wearily, suddenly exhausted. Overtime work, awakening, summoning a human, and lone sharks dropping by to collect. Debt, should I try climbing the tower? But he was terrified. Without money, it's despair. And a coward like me can't climb the tower. Suddenly, Korsak asked, so what should I do now, my lord? Ju Hyuk asked curiously, do you want anything? If you want to return, I can dismiss the summit. Before he finished speaking, Korsak excitedly raised his hand. If so, may I watch TV? It's been a long time since I last saw it. Seeing this, Ju Hyuk thought to himself, how does he know about TV and noodles? But whatever, he agreed. Fine, watch, Korsak gratefully said. Thank you, my lord. I'll watch a few episodes. While the killer watched the show, Ju Hyuk was lost in thought. Even though he was a summoned creature, having someone nearby wasn't so bad. A line from the show played, I will have my revenge. Damn it. Suddenly, Ju Hyuk felt strangely comfortable. He felt a little less empty inside. That's right, up until now I've always been alone, working myself to death, so this is better. With that, Ju Hyuk fell into a deep sleep. A new day arrived. The alarm clock was blaring. Ju Hyuk sat up and looked around. Had Korsak been dismissed? Still, he wasn't very surprised. Makes sense, 6 hours had passed after all. That was the manifestation limit. Maybe I glanced at the status window while sleeping. Korsak has been released. Then Ju Hyuk leapt out of bed. Whether it was awakening or whatever, he had to get ready for work. The morning news was on TV, bringing you the latest headlines. Ju Hyuk listened while brushing his teeth. Early this morning in Jongno, Seoul, an illegal loan service office called Fresh Cash was the scene of a horrific murder. Ju Hyuk's attention snapped to the screen. Wait, did they just say Fresh Cash? The next words made the toothbrush fall from his hand. There were 3 victims. All 3 had their heads severed. Furthermore, the report mentioned the truly shocking detail that the victims' severed heads were wrapped in red ribbons. Ju Hyuk froze. Severed heads and red ribbons. He thought of an impossible possibility. Korsak, thinking of that. Ju Hyuk cried out in fear. Holy shit, I just summoned a psychopathic pervert. The internet was flooded with images of the gruesome crime. The hot news of the moment was the massacre at Fresh Cat. Ju Hyuk recognized Young-ha's hand with the gold ring, and the heads tied with red ribbons. Ju Hyuk trembled. I'm screwed, I'm screwed, I'm screwed. Suddenly a question was asked. Excuse me. Young-ha stepped forward and presented a head tied with a ribbon. Charge me for this. It made Ju Hyuk's nerves feel like they were about to explode. On top of that, Young-ha said, tell me, aren't you going to call me? At that, Ju Hyuk couldn't help but shout loudly. The woman waiting for payment flinched. Are you okay? Ju Hyuk answered awkwardly. I'm sorry, I'll pay you right away. Leaving work, Ju Hyuk wandered the streets. I can't work like this. Take the whole day off tomorrow. His breathing grew heavy. Those people are dead. Suddenly, he felt like a criminal. Is it because of me? Late at night, with heavy snow falling, the system screen appeared again. The Cruel Guild's Mad Killer Catalog. Name Korsak, rank SR super rare. Type, Assassin Manifestation Limit. 6 hours satisfaction rating. None cooldown 3 hours applies after dismissal. Ju Hyuk could only sigh. He really was a deranged killer. In the empty room he thought seriously. He won't harm me. Though summoned, he's still a bit terrified. Then Ju Hyuk reached out his hand. Summoned designated, Korsak. A light like yesterday suddenly appeared. The system also notified. Before designated summoning, please rate Korsak's satisfaction. Move your finger to begin the rating. Ju Hyuk nodded. Oh, so that's why there's a satisfaction rating in the catalog. Rating stars? Suddenly, anger surged in Ju Hyuk. I told him to watch TV, but he disobeyed and went on a killing spree. 1 star for insolence. How could a small civilian like me go through that? He moved his finger to 1 star, the thing he wanted to do. Suddenly Ju Hyuk froze. But I can't be so heartless. In the end, he gave Korsak a 3-star satisfaction rating. Because his mother worked as a water purifier rental coordinator, he knew exactly how painful a low star rating felt. Even if he wasn't satisfied, he wouldn't give 1 star. This is the star rating of a decent man. Then Korsak was summoned with a bright smile. Korsak had been designated and loyal. Glad to see you again, my lord. He was now flattering Ju Hyuk. Thank you for the 3 stars, I'll try harder. Ju Hyuk was very surprised. Looks innocent, doesn't he? Did this guy really deal with 3 people? Korsak replied. You tell me. Though a little afraid, Ju Hyuk had to ask. The men who came to my place yesterday, did you make them sell salt? Korsak nonchalantly admitted. Yes, last night I dealt with them. Before being dismissed, Ju Hyuk went pale and backed away. Sure enough, this was the culprit. Ju Hyuk's heart fluttered uneasily. So the thing in front of me is a killer. Suddenly, his stomach churned and his heart pounded. At the same time, he reassured himself. Calm down, at least he won't harm me. After a while, Ju Hyuk asked, how? You didn't even know where their office was. Corsac explained. I cast a tracking kill seal when those bastards barged into Summoner Bong's house. How would I not know where they are? That made Ju Hyuk astonished. A tracking kill seal. Is that a skill? He asked curiously. Why go that far? Corsac declared, because they were threats, it's better to eliminate them. Ju Hyuk gaped. I didn't order you to, Corsac continued. That's because of the third commandment among the 3 rules of disobedience. The system panel did indeed list them. The 3 commandments of a summoned creature. A summoned creature must protect the summoner's life above all. A summoned creature must obey the summoner's orders absolutely. In case of a conflict between Commandment 1 and Commandment 2, Commandment 1 takes precedence. Moreover, Corsac added, simply put, absolute obedience, but if the summoner is in danger, that can override, that's how it is. Ju Hyuk feigned a threat. For example, if I, the summoner, ordered you to do something bad to me, would you disobey? Corsac confirmed. Yes. Hearing that, Ju Hyuk still didn't understand. But what danger? Isn't that just arbitrary judgment? Corsac answered. Yes, Command 3 can be interpreted from many viewpoints. From my perspective, those bastards are risk factors that will almost certainly threaten the summoner's life one day. And that's a very reasonable assessment. Ju Hyuk shouted, isn't that crazier? Saying that, he bowed his head. I'm sorry. Corsac waved his hand. It's fine, I'm used to hearing that. But Ju Hyuk's reaction was understandable. It wasn't that he didn't get it, but this could be very dangerous. He thought, imagine walking down a crowded street with Corsac. If I accidentally bump into someone who looks like a thug, that person would say something like this, right? And that guy turns with a threatening look. You want to die? I'll gouge your eyes out. Usually they don't mean it, they're just threatening. However, they would soon become a head tied, with a red ribbon from Corsac's point of view. Thinking that, Ju Hyuk nervously bit his nails. Even so, resurrection. Unexpectedly, Corsac directly knelt down. I'm sorry, I was wrong. Ju Hyuk was baffled. Why are you suddenly kneeling? Stand up. Listen, killing people doesn't help me. Instead, it puts me in trouble because of it. Corsac froze. Who would know? Ju Hyuk asked in an exasperated tone. You won't do it again, will you? Corsac awkwardly avoided his gaze. I can't guarantee that. Which made Ju Hyuk shout, promise, unless there's a real knife at my throat, don't go killing people based on personal judgment. Seeing he was serious, Corsac had no choice but to agree. Yes, my lord, I will assess situations very carefully. Then Ju Hyuk finally breathed out. That's a strong answer. All right, go back now. Just then Corsac called Ju Hyuk back. By the way, summoner, maybe. Corsac asked, aren't you going to climb the tower? Hearing that, Ju Hyuk clutched his fists. Right, climbing the tower is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Still, he was hesitant. But honestly, I'm afraid it's dangerous and I could die. After thinking for a while, Ju Hyuk probed, are there other summoners? I mean someone who can summon like me. Corsac nodded, there are. He is a brave and very powerful person. Hearing such high praise, Ju Hyuk suddenly felt ashamed. How embarrassing, someone using their power to save the world. He hesitantly said, but I don't have the courage to risk my life. Corsac began, a summoner truly. Before he could finish, Ju Hyuk cut in. I know that I'm a pathetic coward. Unexpectedly, Corsac cried out in adoration. You really are the greatest summoner. What is the best quality for a summoner? It's prioritizing safety. Ju Hyuk could only respond, yeah. Corsac was extremely excited. Courage is a poison. A brave summoner is easy to find. You never know when you'll die. And if you die, we can't go out. Ju Hyuk inwardly doubted. Is it connected like that? At this, Corsac reassured him. Don't worry, I'll do all the dirty work. Hearing each word, Ju Hyuk's eyes lit up. Summoner Bong, just stay safe and live to a ripe old age. Still, the next morning, Ju Hyuk woke up looking hollow. I didn't sleep well. He hesitated about whether to climb the tower. He suddenly felt self-conscious. Right, someone like me. What am I doing climbing the tower? Just be grateful to live since the debts and collectors are gone. Thinking that, Ju Hyuk dejectedly stepped outside. I'll keep doing ordinary, safe work. If I'm diligent like that, things will get better. But before he could stretch much, Ju Hyuk's lower back began to ache terribly. He hurriedly called his father. Yes, father, how are you? Are you doing rehabilitation? Oh, they say you need to move to a bigger hospital. Life had another surprise for Ju Hyuk. What? Mother was fired. Ju Hyuk's father on the other end reassured him. Yes, but don't worry too much. I called because I hadn't heard from you. Ju Hyuk promised his father. I'll visit next time, let's eat together. Yes, his father also advised, don't push yourself too hard. Ju Hyuk swallowed his feelings. Okay, I'm hanging up now. After the call ended, his face went solemn. Then Ju Hyuk gathered some unrelated items. Summoner Ju Hyuk equipped a set of personal protective gear. At the same time, he told himself, just to the first floor. I'll only take a quick look and then leave. If it seems dangerous, I can escape immediately. Fortunately, he had taken the day off from all his jobs today. Still, Ju Hyuk held to the thought, wait, I don't have to summon that crazy Corsac. I'll summon someone else instead. Who knows, maybe a special super rare will appear. However, the system wouldn't let Ju Hyuk do that. Random summon is on cooldown. 28 days, 11 hours, 8 minutes, 37 seconds remaining. He lamented helplessly. What? There's a cooldown and it takes a whole month. In the end, Corsac was summoned. Summoner Bong, thank you for the 5 stars. Loyal, give me an order. Ju Hyuk didn't dare face him. Did he know that I tried to summon someone else? He waved his hand. Hello, well, I've decided we'll enter the tower. Hearing that, Corsac praised. Oh really, you are brave. Don't forget what I just said, you are not to be brave. Ju Hyuk explained. Don't worry, I only plan to try a little and then leave. Corsac replied. Indeed, you're smart. Now toss aside those crude things, and instead I will be Summoner Bong's tool and hunting dog. I will ensure safety and comfort. Once inside the tower, please do nothing. His enthusiasm caught Ju Hyuk off guard. Okay, fine. Then the system screen appeared. Do you want to enter the Black Tower, Korea? The first floor is accessible now. Ju Hyuk cautiously said. Shall we go then? Corsac eagerly curled his fingers. Yes. The moment he selected that option, the space around them immediately changed, entering the first floor of Black Tower, Korea. Ju Hyuk screamed miserably. Wait. In an instant, they fell into a blue space of streaming data number. Ju Hyuk's face went pale from the sensation of free fall. His anguished screams echoed through the space. When it stopped, Ju Hyuk landed on a stretch of golden sand. This was inside the Black Tower. He looked around. The first floor was a wasteland. Suddenly, Ju Hyuk's face turned purple, seeing him uncomfortable. Corsac stepped forward and patted his shoulder. Are you okay? You'll adapt soon. So step out of the safe zone. Follow me. At the same time, the system sound rang. Physical abilities improved based on level. Attributes and combat skills are ready. Ju Hyuk excitedly looked at his hands. So this is what it feels like. As a player, although I'm level 1, I felt pretty strong. Accordingly, the system also announced, first floor quest, defeat 5 fat hardskin larvae. Time limit, 2 hours, completion condition. Fat hardskin larvae, 5, failure condition, death or abandoning the quest. After walking a bit, Corsac cheerfully exclaimed, there they are. Ju Hyuk had looked into this a bit. The first floor is meant to test players' skills. The fat hardskin larvae are like scarecrow mouths, right? They almost have no attack power, but their skin is said to be very tough, so they're hard to deal with. Tension steadily rose inside him. Even skilled players could only finish in about 30 minutes. Moments later, Ju Hyuk regained his courage. He clenched his fist. Now I'm a player too. Then he strode forward angrily. I'll try to kill one first. Corsac watched anxiously. Do you have to suffer pointlessly like this? After a short while, Ju Hyuk stood before a fat larva. Only then did he fumble, searching. Right, my weapon. I need to borrow a weapon from Corsac for a bit. But the fat larva suddenly reared up. While Ju Hyuk wasn't paying attention, the fat larva lunged forward. Only then did Ju Hyuk realize something was wrong. He went pale and turned. Help me, Corsac. As if waiting for that, Corsac said, smart decision. Saying that, he dashed forward at lightning speed. With a single slash, the fat larva was cut in half. Not stopping there, Corsac eagerly charged on. Step back a bit. The sharp weapon in his hand let Corsac slice through each fat larva easily. Corsac then halted and simultaneously unleashed beams of energy. In an instant, the swarm of fat larvae was taken care of with ease. Violent swordplay. When finished, Corsac slowly stepped toward Ju Hyuk. Ju Hyuk was still stunned. Before Ju Hyuk, each fat larva was dissolving and dying instantly. Then the system screen appeared. You have completed the first floor quest. Level up. Reward 100G mana stone. Notice, you achieved S++ completion rank for the first floor of Black Tower, Korea. S++ completion reward awarding the platinum badge. Ju Hyuk floated away in overwhelming joy. What is this? That was too easy. I'll be rich soon. But perhaps Bong Ju Hyuk didn't yet know. The system screen had also popped up elsewhere. A girl jogging nearby had received it too. Finally, a young man with inscrutable eyes. At that moment, the same notification appeared for all players in Korea. Meanwhile, Ju Hyuk was still absorbed in tower climbing. You can challenge the second floor or exit Black Tower, Korea. Only now did he realize, so I'll return home right after clearing a floor. Outside, Ju Hyuk was speechless as he looked at his phone. It had only taken 5 minutes. Beside him, Corsac praised. Summoner Bong, well done. Ju Hyuk hurriedly said, no, I didn't do anything, I just stood watching. Corsac wagged a finger. That's the right thing to do. Ju Hyuk kept thinking. I heard others nearly failed from exhaustion killing those larvae, but this was too simple. That battle also yielded 2 items, and this. Ju Hyuk held up the mana stone to inspect it. A mana rock. His first time seeing one in real life. What Ju Hyuk held was a mana stone, an indispensable resource in today's industry. Its price had fallen a lot since the towers first appeared, so it's about 50,000 won per 100 G. Because it had been 20 years since the Black Towers appeared worldwide, most civilians knew the basic common knowledge about the tower. Suddenly Ju Hyuk froze, but he glanced at the badge beside him. The platinum badge. I've never heard of anything like this. Still, Ju Hyuk wasn't too bothered. After all, he'd made 50,000 won in just 3 minutes. Meanwhile, Korsak wanted to say, I'll go watch a few episodes. A little later, Ju Hyuk laid out a table full of delicious food. Korsak, let's eat. Korsak's nose went into overdrive. He sat at the table skeptically. Is this spicy pig trotters? Ju Hyuk explained. No, I ordered the regular trotters because you said you can't eat spicy food. Korsak admitted, I think I can smell some spice, leaving Ju Hyuk speechless. He really couldn't handle spice. Korsak happily picked up his chopsticks. Enjoy your meal and thank you again for your kindness. Only then did Ju Hyuk say, no need to thank me, by the way, Korsak. Korsak replied, yes. Then Ju Hyuk suddenly asked, is that how you normally speak? Korsak didn't understand. Which part do you mean? Ju Hyuk explained, you shorten the ending to Sumnida. Hearing that, Korsak explained, that's because I spent a lot of time with my previous summoner. A thought flashed through Ju Hyuk's mind, like influence from an ex. If so, it must be from the former summoner. Then Korsak cautiously said, if it makes you uncomfortable, I will change. Ju Hyuk quickly stopped him. No, keep doing it, it's fine. The two burst into hearty laughter over the meal. In any case, Ju Hyuk felt certain. The more he looked at Korsak, the more at ease he felt. He wasn't very dangerous. So Ju Hyuk thought to himself. No, instead it seemed he had let his guard down around Korsak. Acceptable. A new day had arrived that morning. Ju Hyuk was absorbed in watching the chart on the wall. Ju Hyuk felt mornings at the convenience store, nights at the charcoal grill restaurant. I've decided not to do the rotating day-to-day part-time jobs anymore. Instead, go home and clear the tower with Korsak. Perfect plan. A while later, stern voices echoed in the room. Korsak sulked. Redo 5 points. I don't know what to do. Ju Hyuk teased. If I could give 10 stars, I would. Hearing that, Korsak said, I'm glad you're pleased. At that, Ju Hyuk wondered, but is the satisfaction rating that important? Korsak had to explain. The better the rating, the more benefits. For example, manifestation time ranks up, and needless to say, the chance of being accepted for summons increases. Then the system transported the two of them, entering the second floor of Black Tower, Korea. The scheduled notification appeared. Second floor quest, defeat 10 fat hardskin larvae. Completion condition, 10 fat hardskin larvae. Failure condition, death or abandoning the quest. Watching Korsak throw himself forward, Ju Hyuk was extremely worried. The larvae on floor 2 were tougher because they moved more nimbly than he'd expect. After a moment, Ju Hyuk was still thinking, what should I do on floor 2? Korsak answered, do it, there's no time for that. Saying that, he confidently held up 3 fingers. It will only take 3 minutes. With the promise, I'll finish quickly and escort you home. From behind, Ju Hyuk cheerfully called out, come on, are we having chicken today? Of course, Korsak didn't refuse. Thank you. As before, Korsak didn't struggle much to defeat the fat larvae. Ju Hyuk thought to himself, this is crazy, really crazy. The notification popped up, you have completed the second floor quest. Level up, reward 200 G mana stone. Notice, you achieved S++ completion rank for the second floor of Black Tower, Korea. S++ completion reward, awarding the platinum badge. This only made Ju Hyuk more uneasy. S++ being this easy, can that be right? Too fast, way too fast. I could even commute continuously before my morning shift starts. Very quickly, the quest notification appeared again. Third floor quest, defeat the ice larvae. At this moment, Korsak praised, your landing ability has improved. In no time, items poured in like water. You have completed the third floor quest. Level up. Reward 300 G mana stone. Notice you have achieved S++ completion rank for the third floor of Black Tower, Korea. Korsak didn't even seem to break a sweat. Korsak and Ju Hyuk happily high-fived. S++ completion reward, awarding the platinum badge. S++ completion reward, awarding the platinum badge. At this rate, Ju Hyuk was carried through to the 5th floor. You have completed the 5th floor quest. You have collected 5 platinum badges. S++ grants a special reward for accumulating 5 badges. Hearing that, Ju Hyuk was very surprised. A special reward. The system screen appeared to explain. Special reward, upgrade awakening attribute. Thanks to the special reward effect, the concurrent summon capacity increases by 2. At that moment, the notification showed, name Bang Ju Hyuk, Organization Black Tower, Republic of Korea, level 6, attribute, summoning. He stared, 2 simultaneous summons. Does that mean I can bring another person? While Korsak alone already handled everything. The S++ completion rewards were seriously awesome. This could become a long-term battle in the future. I'll be safe. To use a random summon again, the cooldown is more than 20 days. Be careful until then. So after 20 days, the three of us. No, while I relax, those two will keep clearing with S++. Tomorrow we'll climb to floor 6, onward we go. The next morning in Hanamdong, Seoul, at the Republic of Korea Awakening Management Bureau. The senior officials inside were silent for a moment. Gwangil was waiting for something. When will it ring today? Morning or evening? Perhaps late at night. Mina suddenly approached him. You're thinking about the notification, right? Gwangil was startled. Director Lee, I told you not to read other people's thoughts like that. Mina calmly replied, I can't stand being curious. The two exchanged tense words. So, is there a new notification? Yes, it's S++ completion of floor 6 at Black Tower, Korea. In his mind, the place called Black Tower had recently produced global notifications continuously, and each notification reported S++ completions, surely from the same person, conquering floors 1 through 5 in order. No doubt about it, the owner of this unprecedented talent is overwhelming. If floors 7, 8, 9, and 10 follow, with each cleared at S++. Before he could leave that train of thought, a third person slammed his hand on the table. It was Park Jeonsu, director of the Awakening Management Bureau. Jeonsu frowned and said, You both know about this, but until now Korea's highest record was rank A. We didn't even know ranks higher existed. Or a single S++ clear has triggered global notifications up to now. In today's international society, naturalization of players is quite common. There are even secret abduction cases. Before other countries take them, we must find this player immediately and monitor all newly registered players closely. 2 days passed, and in a small room, Korsak was washing dishes while laughing like it was harvest time. His roommate's voice rang out. Korsak, today is floor 8, right? He replied. Yes. Ju Hyuk smiled contentedly, conquering a floor a day with no trouble. Well, after all, up to floor 10 is basically for beginners. Everything was going smoothly. Then the two friends faced a new challenge together. 8th floor quest, defeat 10 chain beast Oa soldiers. You have completed the 8th floor quest. Level up, the monster dove at them. Then they drew their sharp swords, infused with mana. Each powerful slash cut through the monster. In the blink of an eye, they received the rewards, 800 G mana stones and recovery potions from the tower. Notice, you have achieved S++ rank for floor 8 of Black Tower, Korea. The subsequent reward is the platinum badge. Korsak scratched his head happily. Great job today. Getting into the tower was the hardest part. Ju Hyuk modestly, I didn't do much. But soon both were brimming with confidence. But thanks to you, we keep climbing easily. Don't be complacent. After floor 10, it won't be so easy. Ju Hyuk thought to himself, since we cleared it in 3 minutes today, should I get Korsak a gift? Then he boldly took money from his wallet. You still have plenty of manifestation time, so go out and have fun before coming back. Eat something delicious, just don't cause trouble. Korsak's refusal surprised him. I can't do that. Why not? I summoned the courage to offer. I can't leave Summoner Bong alone. I'll just watch TV at home. Ju Hyuk froze for a moment. Absolute obedience doesn't apply here. Instead, he made another decision. So should we order a few chickens? Korsak was thrilled at the idea. Sounds good. Immediately, Korsak picked up the phone. I'll order something tasty. Yes, not spicy. Right, buttery honey cheese or something sweet, anything like that. That one. Meanwhile, Korsak took time to check the menu. New reward, exclusive recovery potions from the tower. These should go to Korsak. Then he looked at the other reward. What should I do with all these mana stones? I've got 3.6 kg in my inventory. If I sell them, I'd get about 180 million won. I should start seriously thinking about selling them. Time flew like a dog running across a field. It was the day to climb Black Tower 10, approaching floor 10. Ju Hyuk wearily took off his jacket. I want to quit my part-time job. At first I thought I'd only step into the tower, but I've been climbing a floor a day without struggle. Yesterday on floor 9, the man-eating forest of Tuhua was too easy. Not hard for Korsak. Didn't I finish the quest and still get S++ completion rewards? This sweetness was unbelievably real. At ease, he'd forgotten that the guy was a crazy killer who'd sent 3 people to sell salt. Ju Hyuk was truly satisfied. Upon summoning Korsak, the system panel simultaneously showed. Korsak's satisfaction rating had reached 5 star. By continuously accumulating top ratings, Korsak's manifestation time increased by 1 hour, making him even happier. Oh, giving the highest rating was well deserved. Ju Hyuk heart liked him. Thank you, now I can support you for 1 more hour. The two were sweet as sugar. I look forward to working with you. Leave everything to me. And then floor 10 arrived. A series of notifications greeted them. Entering Black Tower, Korea, floor 10. Physical abilities have been enhanced to match the level. Attributes and combat skills are ready. Ju Hyuk followed behind Korsak, wandering around floor 10. I could really feel the tower's adjustment to physical abilities. Strength surged. and a mysterious current of mana churned in my lower abdomen. So have I, Bong Ju-hyuk, become an untamable wild horse? The next second, Ju-hyuk actually turned into a horse. Korsak, from now on I will also help. Korsak vehemently refused. No way. If Summoner Bong gets a scratch, I'll have to bow my head to the ground. Ju-hyuk remained calm in his new form. Don't worry, now I'm a wild horse. Still, Korsak couldn't believe it. Praise and encouragement from Summoner Bong are more than enough. Ju-hyuk's determination rose in his blood. No, this time I absolutely must fight together. But the moment he saw the monster poke its head out, he was drenched in sweat. Is that the floor 10 monster? A grasshopper 10 times the size of a person appeared. Ju-hyuk trembled back to his original form. How do other players even kill that thing? He automatically stepped back. It'd be embarrassing to need 2 people to kill a common insect. Korsak didn't understand. What's embarrassing about that? As he protested, it's not. His pride hurt, and the monster didn't give him a chance to say more. It narrowed its eye, preparing to deal with both of them cleanly. Ju-hyuk enthusiastically retreated to cheer. Go, Korsak. Before Korsak stood a grasshopper with razor-sharp pincers. Just then Ju-hyuk dodged by the skin of his teeth. Ju-hyuk activated a blink speed dash to confront it. In mere seconds, the grasshopper's pincer shattered into many fragments. The notification panel displayed, "You have completed the Floor 10 quest. Reward, 1 kg mana stones, recovery potions from the tower. You have achieved S++ completion rank for Floor 10 of Black Tower." The reward awarded the Platinum Badge. Korsak spun once, drew a sword arc, and completed the quest. Ju-hyuk was truly exasperated by the haul. Another kilogram of mana stones, bringing the total to 5 kilograms this year. And because I received the perk for 5 Platinum Badges, the system panel immediately appeared with, accumulate 10 Platinum Badges to receive a special perk. Hyuk eagerly opened the panel. So what would this perk be? A stream of new information appeared. You can copy a skill possessed by a summoned entity, Rending Sword, Coward's Ambush, Poisoned Impale. Please specify the skill you want. Ju-hyuk marveled, copy a skill. Korsak, knowing he didn't understand, explained immediately. Summoner Bong doesn't need to ask. The skill copying shadow form popped up, right? Don't think, you must learn shadow form. Ju-hyuk asked, oh, and why? Korsak's unexpected answer, useful for fleeing. If something happens to me, you can slip away quietly. Stung in his pride, Ju-hyuk darkened. Run away. What does he take me for? Do I look like someone who would abandon everyone just to survive? The system displayed, skill acquired, shadow form. Shadow form has been registered in the status window. Hyuk lost his cheer, his face fell. Agile footwork is truly, honestly, very important in combat. Isn't footwork said to be the core of a fight? Not knowing if this works in the real world, he trained shadow form for a short while, swift footwork. Then, he flopped exhausted onto the floor. If summons can function, this should work too. No inconsistency, no useless effect. Korsak agreed. I don't know what it is, but you're right. Another day passed, the day to climb to floor 11. Ju-hyuk picked up the phone and called. Someone answered on the other end. Yes, this is the call center of the Awakening Management Bureau. Too embarrassed, he stammered a bit. I'm Bong Ju-hyuk. I'm calling because I awake. A stream of congratulations came from the line. I understand, congratulations, player. You must be confused. May a government support officer visit your home? Yes, my address is. Thank you for your cooperation. We will arrive as soon as possible. But Ju-hyuk didn't mean that. What he really wanted was to contact the Awakening Management Bureau to sell mana stones, the bravest decision he'd made in 25 years. At the Awakening Management Bureau, Mina stepped toward a luxury car. Gwangil was already seated inside. You're here, Director Lee. What about the awakened person from Daegu who contacted us yesterday? Mina slowly took her seat and closed the door. I don't think he's the owner of the S++ record. He swore. Damn, I'm not even sure that person exists. The two spoke with suspicion. There's another awakening request today. Captain Jian, are you coming too? Yes, we must go find him in person while we still can. Gwangil focused on his resolve. Let's go. If it's him, we must recruit him into the elite team, even if we have to spend all the best benefits the Bureau can offer. Meanwhile, Ju-hyuk cleaned the house to prepare for guests. Someone knocked outside. Is anyone home? This is the Awakening Management Bureau. Ju-hyuk's anxiety surged. They're here. He went out and opened the door. Yes, I'll open. Hello, it's a bit small in here, but please come in. Gwangil greeted politely. Pleased to meet you. I'm Captain Jian Gwangil from the Bureau. This is Deputy Director Lee Mina. She's also a player, so feel free to ask her questions. Ju-hyuk scratched his head, embarrassed. There's a woman too. Now I'm even more nervous. He introduced himself. I see, I'm Bong Ju-hyuk. Mina moved in close to his face, making Ju-hyuk blush. Too close, Mina whispered. It's you, right, S++. Ju-hyuk panicked and stepped back. What the hell? Is there a way to identify awakened people that I don't know about? Ju-hyuk pressed his lips together and swallowed. For now, deny it and act normal. But his expression betrayed him. His whole body stiffened. He lied mechanically. I think I've heard of that. That's not me. Ha ha. Mina's keen eyes noticed. Look, classic signs of lying. Gwangil was annoyed that she used mind reading on someone again. I told you not to probe people. Director Lee Mina bowed her head to avoid his rebuke. I'll be more careful. Mina awkwardly tried to fix the situation. I was rude to you. Player, I'm sorry. Ju Hyuk, sweating nervously, responded. It's okay. It turned out she was really just probing. Time passed and Ju Hyuk continued conquering the Black Tower. A new familiar appeared. I am Tabi, the familiar of Black Tower, Korea. The Black Tower had a terrifying shape, ink black, and so enormous that even the tallest buildings on Earth couldn't compare. The Black Tower appeared worldwide overnight. 20 years earlier, nations sent armies and scientists to investigate its secrets, but no one could approach it. It was as if an invisible barrier blocked, making physical approach impossible. So what is the tower? That question was answered when players appeared. The tower is structured like a game, where players climb floor by floor. Players look like ordinary people outside the tower. However, inside they can use powerful abilities and skills. With the rewards they obtain in the tower, they upgrade their gear and contribute greatly to the global economy. And if no one climbs the tower, that nation's Black Tower progress falls behind. A series of notifications occur. The countdown notification stops if a floor is successfully conquered. If no floor is conquered for 6 months, the countdown begins and eventually the tower collapses. 3 years ago, that's how the Indian city of Mumbai disappeared. In present-day Korea, each country has 1 to 3 Black Towers. Luckily for them, Korea has only one. It sits deep inside a mountain in Gangwon province. The number of players is estimated at 5,000 to 10,000, about 0.01% to 0.02% of the population, so there aren't many players. Even so, Korea's conquest of the Black Tower is proceeding smoothly. Korea is currently at floor 65, the second highest record in the world after the US at floor 66. Society began to gain a new profession, players, just as humanity once pioneered new continents. Today humanity explores and studies the Black Tower. At that point the briefing ended. Tabi called to the awakened. You are the hope of this era. Why not register as an official player? You could become a hero. Gwangil closed his laptop. That's all the mandatory reading. Ju Hyuk finished and exclaimed, what is this propaganda that looks like an embarrassing drug trial? Since he couldn't show it outwardly, he continued. Now we will ask a few questions to verify some details. They then exchanged information about Ju Hyuk's awakening. Bong Ju Hyuk, did you really awaken? Yes, I entered the tower and conquered a few floors. Here are the mana stones I collected. That's simple enough. Which floor did you reach? Floor 10. His answer made the two officials at the bureau look at each other. Floor 10, same floor as the S++ record. Mina's gaze began to probe. Could he be player Bong? Have you heard about the international announcement? That's been a hot topic recently. Ju Hyuk froze again, trying to reassure himself with thoughts, speak naturally, yet his actions remained almost robotic. Achieved S++ rank, right? I've heard of it. Whoever that is must be an amazing player. Luckily for him, Gwangil still hadn't realized. You don't need to be so nervous. Mina watched his every gesture. Is it just excessive nervousness? Very suspicious. Then Gwangil produced the paperwork for Awakens. I'll explain the contract terms. Our government divides players into 2 tracks. The first is the elite tower climbing team. The second is the regular player tower climbing team. They plan and carry out their own climbing schedules. Think of it as freelance. The elite team, on the other hand, works much more closely with the government's Awakening Management Bureau. They are obligated to climb to higher floors, but they also receive various support and benefits. One of those is personal protection outside the tower, because outside the tower, players are indistinguishable from ordinary people. Also, if you join the elite team, your base annual salary will be. While Gwangil droned through the documents, Ju Hyuk grew contemplative. If it got out that he held an S++ record, he imagined reporters and the press swarming. Just one question. Player Bong, there are rumors you're a coward. Is it true you have no friends? Ju Hyuk really wanted to suffocate under the cameras. But being the center of attention was the last thing he wanted. Back in reality, Gwangil finished the paperwork. So if you apply to the elite team, we'll provide a body-mounted cam so you can record your activities. Ju Hyuk interrupted. I won't join the elite team. What? He nervously rubbed his palms. I'm fine with the regular team. Honestly, I don't have the talent. Gwangil reiterated the terms, then shook his head in refusal. It's terrifying. I just want to stay at a reasonable level and collect fair rewards. Gwangil was deeply disappointed. Don't decide so quickly, think it over. Ju Hyuk bluntly replied, no, I've decided. Mina sighed, still unable to identify the S++ figure. So it's not him then. Many people stop at a certain point and safely grind for easy profits. but this is the first time I've seen someone speak so plainly in a selection. A coward like this doesn't qualify. Even if he volunteered for the elite team, he's exactly the type we would never accept. The most important quality in the elite team is the will to climb the tower. Returning to Ju Hyuk's case, Mina bowed and left. Player Bong's decision will be respected. He replied, thank. Then Gwangil confirmed once more. So can you enter the tower now? This is the final step for us to verify your awakening. Anyway, wasting a daily gate entry is a waste. Once you're in, conquer a floor. Most people do. Ju Hyuk, still under suspicion, tried to act calm. Yeah, that makes sense. He was still probing, trying to verify whether he was the S++ holder. Then Ju Hyuk decided for himself. Okay, I'll conquer a floor while I'm in there, but I usually use up most of the time, so it might take nearly 2 hours. The Bureau agreed. That's fine, it's our job after all. The Bureau approved. That's fine, it's our job after all. Ju Hyuk stood up, tense. It'll take a while, so feel free to watch TV. Help yourself to anything in the fridge to drink, I'll be back. Then the Black Tower gate opened, and Ju Hyuk vanished, leaving the 2 Bureau officials behind. He really isn't awakened. What do you think? I can't judge his talent, but he seems extremely timid. His speech and actions are completely withdrawn. I bet he'll quit on floor 11. Why do you think that? I've seen it before. Floor 11 tests players' fears. You mean the long-tailed birdwing centipedes? Yes, as you know, they're not actually that hard to defeat. But they look disgusting, and you have to kill a full 100 of them. Can someone so timid manage that? I'm sure he'll return to safety and cancel the quest. Your guesses are always accurate. I'll call the director and report that this is another dead end. Their mutual certainty essentially labeled Ju Hyuk a coward. Inside the Black Tower, Ju Hyuk summoned Korsak. Korsak eagerly acknowledged the summon. Loyal one, thank you for summoning me. Moments later, the system board appeared. Floor 11 quest, defeat 100 long-tailed burrowing centipedes. Time limit, 3 hours. Completion condition, kill 100 centipedes. Failure condition, death or canceling the quest. On hearing the quest, Ju Hyuk went pale. Centipedes, 100 of them. Korsak excitedly accepted the order. I'll handle them quickly. 5 minutes is enough to kill all 100 long-tailed burrowing centipedes. Ju Hyuk tried to buy time. No, hunt as slowly as possible this time. At least an hour so no S++ record pops up. The problem is there are eyes watching from outside. Today we'll even have to dismiss summons inside the tower. Korsak raised a finger to signal. I understand your plan. Ju Hyuk sighed, calling himself stupid. Just entering should be proof enough. Why agree to climb when he might escape the S++ loop with a terrible result? Korsak set to work, taking down the monsters one by one. Ju Hyuk still felt it was too fast, so he called to Korsak. Korsak, slow down more. The summon instantly obeyed. After playing with the centipedes for a while to help Ju Hyuk stretch the time. Good, the hunting speed is much slower now. At this rate, everything will go smoothly. But he didn't expect another centipede to be beneath his feet. Oh, damn it. I need to use a skill to escape, but my body won't move. Just then, Korsak noticed. He abandoned everything and charged to Ju Hyuk. Summoner Bong, I'm coming. He frantically attacked each one, protecting the lone person. These disgusting bastards dare. His speed was astonishing. The centipedes seemed unable to move at all. Ju Hyuk looked back in surprise. Wait, slow down. You're too fast. The carcasses of monsters lay scattered throughout the forest. While the two argued, this order was to make the pace as slow as possible. I refuse. Prioritizing Summoner Bong. Ju Hyuk's life is more important than your orders. You cannot stop Korsak's actions. No, don't, if you try to. You have completed the Floor 11 quest. Reward, 100 G of Mana Stones. Notice, you have achieved S++ completion rank for Floor 11 of the Black Tower, Korea. S++ completion reward, awarded the Platinum Badge. Ju Hyuk could only curse. God damn it. After that, he left the Black Tower of Korea in a rather sour mood. The 2 Bureau officials waited outside. 5 minutes have passed. He'll probably give up and come out by now. Suddenly, their system board lit up, and Mina, slightly suspicious, called over. Director Lee, that display. Likewise for them, Ju Hyuk had just appeared before them. Both could not believe their eyes. No way, what is happening? A notice of completing Floor 11 with S++ rank had just appeared. Almost at the moment, Player Bong appeared. Ju Hyuk finally had to tell the truth. Sigh, I really didn't want to do it this way. The two had to remain silent. A murderous glare and the summoned Korsak appeared. In the space Korsak manifested, Lord Korsak raised his sword, and he swept over the two of them, blinding them instantly. The sight made them tremble and curl up. Ju Hyuk, sweating, demanded, who ordered someone to steal their head? They interrogated Player Bong. Ju Hyuk, and Mina was no exception. Player Bong. Ju Hyuk. His voice rang through the space. I'm very sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. In fact, the two stood there aghast. I apologize. He immediately spoke kindly. Player Bong. Ju Hyuk stumbled backward. I'm so sorry. Gwengyul leapt forward. Are you okay? He suddenly broke out in cold sweat, breathing heavily and panting. Ju Hyuk thought for a moment. I guess I'm a bit paranoid. Unaware, he then said, Ah yes, I'm fine. Turning to Gwengyul to the point. So I'll explain again. Our elite team really needs talent like you. Player Bong, he clutched his chest. Ah, this is awkward. Oh, could it be a mistake? My floor 11 clear might have been mixed up with another player. Wow, how could this happen? It's miraculous. He continued, anyway, the timing is a bit too perfect. But Ju Hyuk interrupted. Ah, I'm innocent, sir. Ah, sorry. Their manner of speaking rubbed off on me. Anyway, it definitely wasn't me. The incident made him suspicious. Are you really saying it was you? He explained timidly. Yes, that's right. Gwengyul sighed wearily. I understand. Ju Hyuk could only force a laugh. Ha ha ha. Yes, that's what I'm saying. He hurriedly pulled out the contract form. So with your awakening confirmed, we'll prepare the contract. Holding the contract, he trembled. This is a high-tier contract. I clearly asked for a standard contract. Gwengyul confidently pointed and emphasized. No, this is on a completely different level from ordinary cases. You could say it's the only contract of its kind in the industry, or as revealed in the envelope. An upper-class contract. A top-player contract for special target verification. In Ju Hyuk's future, there would be escort bodyguards, a fixed salary of 1.2 billion won with assigned property, VIP reception services, and rigorous security guarantee. The image of the gavel appeared, accompanied by certainty and even special legal immunity. Ju Hyuk thought inwardly, isn't this basically above the law? Is this okay? He fell into deep thought. This is basically like nobility. Gwengyul continued to seduce him with the offered benefits. Currently only EU Min, ranked #1 in Korea, receives these privileges. He grew more enthusiastic. Look through it, it includes all the benefits the country can provide. After pondering for a moment, Ju Hyuk ultimately decided not to. Ju Hyuk shouted loudly, I will not become a player unless it's a standard contract. His firmness unnerved Gwengyul. Why are you so determined to refuse it? He bowed his head and explained, I don't like the spotlight. The staff members gaze at Ju Hyuk buying things. If others pay attention to me, it will feel like a burden. That friendliness, what style are you looking for? Made him flustered. Ah no, I just came in by accident, let's get out of here quickly. If it's a burden, it becomes stressful. Even the cafe attendant was solicitous. You're a regular, aren't you? I've served you a lot, come again next time. It exhausted Ju Hyuk. I can't come back here again, my heart feels heavy. From the descriptions they understood. In short, he was extremely introverted. Ju Hyuk threw himself back and shouted, climbing the tower has been fun so far, but I'm only at floor 11 and the future is uncertain. I'm not confident. Gwengyul squinted one eye, reasoning, it's better to yield a bit now. He said, understood, then we'll start with a standard contract. So the agreement was signed by both. Anyone seeing this would be annoyed. They tell you to stamp the high-tier contract without hesitation and climb while enjoying the benefits. But the high-tier contract carries responsibilities commensurate with the privileges you receive. After finishing, the two left quickly. Even if you don't want to climb higher, you can't. Those teams exist solely to sweep the higher floor. Ju Hyuk carried his unease and glanced aside. I don't want to work under that kind of pressure. I'm fine with an easier lifestyle than before. A while later, at the tall building, the Bureau for Awakened in Hanamdong, Seoul. Jeongsu got straight to the point. Former team captain, this is completely different from the preliminary report. Didn't you say on the phone that he was a timid player with no ambition to climb? Facing him, Gwengyul boldly admitted. Exact. He was rather surprising, and someone like that got S++. He nodded. Yes. Jeongsu remained baffled. I can't understand this. But Gwengyul had sensed that his personality seemed unusual. The image of Ju Hyuk's bewilderment in his eyes. He's surprisingly ordinary, sadly so. Hearing that, he suspected, maybe you misjudged him. Mina assured them. That's impossible, the timings match exactly. The remark made Jeongsu slam the table in anger. Then what does his ordinariness matter? His talent is unparalleled. Bring him to the elite team at all costs. Gwengyul hurriedly feared and agreed aloud. Understood, Commissioner. We will bring him to the elite team. Over here, Ju Hyuk's head burned. I already said no. He brooded inwardly, trying to appear genuinely angry. Ju Hyuk hunched and demanded, so what now? Everything's been exposed. Korsak scratched his head. Sorry. He also soothed the mood. Ah, but pretending to be angry is tiring. Then Ju Hyuk warned, do that again and you'll get nothing, you'll be dismissed immediately. He obeyed at once. Yes, my lord. A while later in the frozen region they reached floor 12 of the Black Tower, Korea. Floor 12 quest. Eliminate 20 ice monsters. Time limit, 3 hours. Completion. Ice monsters 0-20. Failure, death, or quest cancellation. Hearing the quest, Ju Hyuk trembled. Extremely gentle and slow. Korsak was present. Yes, his demeanor made him pleased. Excellent, you answered firmly and without hesitation. I think this time I can trust you. If I clear floor 12 too quickly, the recruiting agency might get bored. However, the temperature froze Ju Hyuk, but it's too cold. He stood still. I prepared for this, but it's colder than I thought. Hang on a bit longer. Korsak turned to look for Summoner Bong. You don't look well. Ju Hyuk's condition alarmed him. Are you all right, sir? Knowing he might cause trouble, he pretended, I'm fine. But Korsak went pale. I'll finish this as fast as possible and bring you back to a warm room. Despite Ju Hyuk's urging, he was zealous. No, I'm fine, so do it slowly and finish it. You have to listen to what people say. Korsak skimmed across the ice fox. If you keep this up, you'll catch a cold. A cold is an incurable disease. Summoner Bong's life is in danger. But he resigned himself and obeyed absolutely. Do it. The final result appeared. Notification. You have received S++ completion rank on floor 12 of the Black Tower in Korea. Reward. You will receive a platinum badge as a record of the S++ rank. The news reached Gwangil. Player Bong Ju Hyuk, did you really just complete floor 12? The person on the other end assured. Yes, but floor 13 will probably be a bit harder. Back in the room, Korsak beamed. Phew, it's warm now, you can rest. He suggested, then I'll go watch TV. But Ju Hyuk recalled and dismissed the summit. He complained with a sullen face. How dare you watch TV? Those who disobey get nothing. The next mission arrived. Floor 13 of the Black Tower. Objective, pass through the trap-filled corridor. Korsak grabbed Ju Hyuk quickly. This time there really is no other way. There are too many obstacles here and you might get hurt, Summoner Bong. He was stunned and blank. Wait. Taking a deep run-up, he charged forward. Trap mechanisms, I'll get through them immediately. The system rang out. Notification. You have received S++ completion rank on floor 13 of the Black Tower in Korea. Moving on to a newer area, floor 14 of the Black Tower. He killed monsters while shouting. The fast attacks of these big-eyed droppers have wide range, so you might get hurt. Summoner Bong, I'll deal with them like last time. Midway results appeared. Notification. You have received S++ completion rank on floor 14 of the Black Tower in Korea. He resigned himself. All right, whatever happens, happens. Funds were transferred into his interbank e-wallet. Proceeds from selling magic stones were 2,750,000 and 2,000,001. Ju Hyuk touched his chin in surprise. Magic stone sales 2.75 million. Standard player support fund 2 million. Magic stones from floors 11 to 14 weigh 5 kg, so about 2.5 million. He smiled in delight. So I earned about 7 million in 14 days. Ju Hyuk began to daydream. If I can reach floor 20 with no problems like this. Stacks of money filled his eyes. The magic stone rewards alone weighed about 2 kg. If the agency handled the trading, I'd get 1 million a day. No fees, no taxes. Net salary would be 1 million. A life with 30 million won a month awaits me. Look at the part-time work in the room. The next day, Ju Hyuk signaled Korsak, who had been summoned and assigned. Korsak bowed on the floor. To grant me a perfect star rating despite the grave crime of disobeying orders and insubordination, I don't know how to properly apologize. He quickly looked up and begged, from floor 15 onward, please complete them at ease. I won't make you hold back anymore. Can I really do that? He sighed, running a hand through his hair. Anyway, the agency already knows everything. But he hesitated. If floor 15 is also S++, there will be another platinum badge. In the end, the benefits made Ju Hyuk smile. There's a high chance of gaining another privilege. I've started to get greedy. More privileges mean more safety. He pumped his fist forward to signal. Let's go, Korsak. Korsak nodded behind him. Yes, my lord. A garden with weapon-wielding monsters awaited on floor 15 of the Black Tower in Korea. Floor 15 objective. Defeat 20 goblins. Hiding behind a tree, Ju Hyuk observed. This is the first time I've seen monsters with humanoid shapes. They're few in number but very clever. From this point, even with useful information, completing it will be quite difficult. Korsak across from him was also quite hesitant. If even one escapes, it will go call others. These goblins are extremely vicious, so hide very carefully. After a moment, he grinned schemingly. I'll go take them out one by one. One of Korsak's skills appeared, a stealth skill. Will I be able to learn this someday? Under the cloak of invisibility, they fell one by one. Crazy, each one hit the ground bleeding. Were they dying without knowing why? The system announced again, you have successfully completed the floor 15 mission. Your level has increased. Rewards, 1 kg of magic stones, exclusive tower healing potion reward. Notification, you have achieved a clear S++ rank on floor 15 of the Black Tower in Korea. S++ clear reward, you receive a platinum badge. You can now challenge floor 16. After the battle ended, he and Korsak left in joy. The two returned to the previous room. Ju Hyuk opened his palm to summon the storage vault. A series of badges fell before his eyes. so that makes a total of 15 platinum badges. Ju Hyuk pondered, same as before. A notice appeared, a privilege unlocked for collecting 15 platinum badges. He was overjoyed. Yes, it showed up. Ju Hyuk beamed. When I collected 5 badges, I got a skill enhancement privilege. If 10 badges gave me a mimic skill, what will I get this time? A notification screen appeared. Granted accumulated platinum badge, reward 15, energy shield set. The reward was immediately transferred to the tower dedicated storage. Right after, a bracelet materialized before Ju Hyuk, surprising him slightly, the energy shield. The system explained, the energy shield set protects the wearer with a damage-absorbing shield. The shield dissipates after absorbing a set amount of damage. Cooldown is 5 hours. Shield effect scales with level. Immediately, a translucent suit of armor covered Ju Hyuk to protect him, which he felt instantly. Oh, this is basically full-body armor, and it's not labeled as tower exclusive. That means I can use this energy shield in real life too. Thinking that, he looked at the bracelet and calculated silently. How much would this sell for on the market? 2 billion or 3 billion. Sell it and quit climbing the tower. No higher floors mean better rewards. Having thought that, the protagonist eagerly turned to the assassin. Corsac, can we clear S++ on floor 16 right away? The third guy, chewing a drumstick, turned and replied, clearing the stage is doable, but be careful. I can't guarantee an S++ rank. At this, Ju Hyuk was a bit surprised. Really? Then what should we do? Should I sell this bracelet? Elsewhere, Uncle Lee Kyung-soo was asking his 2 subordinates. When did the S++ completion notifications stop? In response, Mina and Gwangil hurriedly said, it's been exactly half a month today. It seems he's stuck on floor 15. This made the bald uncle somewhat irritated, causing him to slam his hand on the table. Heaven has no eyes. Such talent handed to an extremely cowardly player. Over here, Gwangil anxiously added, difficulty spikes from floor 16, so player Bong probably won't give up. Let's wait and see a bit longer. No sooner had he finished speaking than his phone rang. After reading some information, he hurriedly replied, player Bong Ju Hyuk is coming to the bureau for the awakened. He wants to use the player shop. Lee Kyung-soo seemed to guess something and quickly asked, player shop, what, could he be going back to floor 15 to earn money to buy gear? Agreeing with Lee Kyung-soo's speculation, Gwangil said, seems so. Last time I visited the awakening inspection, he was unarmed. By now Lee Kyung-soo was so annoyed he slapped both hands on the table. How can someone be so foolish? We misjudged player Bong without knowing anything. When he arrives, support him with whatever he wants at the lowest price. Rewinding to 15 days earlier. At that time, his friend was about to collect. Corsac, his face bruised purple, asked back, yes, what did you just say? Ju Hyuk pulled up his shirt and said coldly, stab me with that knife then. Receiving confirmation from his master, Corsac panicked even more. Why me? If you hate me, you can just deal with me. The protagonist continued to hold out his hand, clarifying his action. Stab the hand. If you're afraid of me, I'm just testing whether the energy shield works well. He muttered inwardly in slight annoyance. I didn't say kill him, just a light stab. Why is everyone overreacting? Across from him, Corsac shook his head frantically. I can't hear a thing. I'm deaf. I can't hear anything. His attitude drove Ju Hyuk mad. This is infuriating. Fine, I'll do it myself, he said, grabbing Corsac's knife and driving it straight into his own stomach, blood spraying out immediately. By now Corsac was crying in fear. You useless hand. How dare you stab Summoner Bong? Stop him. Ju Hyuk turned and shouted. Damn it, you forgot to activate the shield. Sit still. He then took out a healing potion and poured it into the wound. Afterwards, the third guy grabbed his shoulders tightly and warned, don't do those kinds of stunts anymore. His spit flew onto Ju Hyuk's face. Ju Hyuk just hummed dismissively. Got it, let's finish the hunt. Next, Corsac launched forward at speed, slaughtering all the enemy. Meanwhile, Ju Hyuk quietly hid at the back, thinking, Number 3 can finish in at most 10 minutes. In the meantime, I'll take the opportunity to practice the skill. He mumbled softly. Then his body became hazy, and he shot forward with lightning speed. Oh, so this is what it feels like. I see why Corsac valued this first. Complete freedom of movement, perfect for escaping. Just as he thought that, Ju Hyuk suddenly spotted a green glimmer in front of him. It turned out to be a goblin lying on the ground. This made the protagonist a bit unsettled. A goblin. Was it hiding from Corsac here? Ahead, the goblin noticed the protagonist's silhouette and immediately lunged to attack. Luckily, Ju Hyuk reacted quickly, using his white shield skill in time to block its bite. He even followed up with a kick that left the goblin's teeth and lips in disarray. Its body flew far away, catching the attention of the assassin Corsac. Nice pass, kid. Are you playing football? He said as he swung his sword, cleaving the goblin in two. But then he suddenly realized something, and his eyes widened. He rushed, taking momentum, straight toward the protagonist, shouting nonstop, Summoner Bong, are you okay? What? You fought a goblin. How are you now? Are you injured anywhere? Ju Hyuk checked himself as he spoke. Korsak even sniffed his armpits, which embarrassed Ju Hyuk a little. "I'm fine," he replied, but his nonchalant attitude seemed to anger Korsak, who scolded him. "How many times have I told you? Being too brave isn't good, Summoner Bong." Ju Hyuk covered his ears against the complaints. "Sorry, I'll be careful. My ears hurt. After half a month on floor 15, I've gotten used to the skills. The accumulated magic ore now weighs 22.5 kg, market value 11.25 million won." Inside the room, Gwangil's voice rang out. "Player Bong, thanks for calling." Ju Hyuk, "Hello, can I come to the player shop now?" "Of course, we'll send staff to your location right away," Gwangil replied. However, Ju Hyuk refused. "No, that's not necessary. I'll come myself." After this, Gwangil was determined to bring him in. "Don't be shy, this is a benefit even ordinary contractors get. You can easily sell magic ore, traded assets." Only then did Ju Hyuk agree. "Ah, okay. I'll wait." Soon enough, a super fancy car arrived. Ju Hyuk got in and it took him to the exchange. As soon as he stepped out of the car, Gwangil was waiting for him. "Long time no see, player Bong." "A warm welcome to the bureau." Ju Hyuk bowed in return. "Hello, team leader." He thought to himself, "This is true VIP treatment." Gwangil quickly escorted him inside. After placing his hand on the scanner, the machine announced, "Vein data for player Bong Ju Hyuk has been registered normally." Having done that, Gwangil said, "From now on you can use the shop anytime without calling ahead. Do you need any shopping guidance?" Ju Hyuk bowed his head and smiled shyly. "Ah no, I'll browse by myself." As he stepped inside, another voice announced, "Welcome to the player shop." Inside the room were countless items displayed in gleaming glass cases. Ju Hyuk couldn't help but exclaim, "A player-only shop with such luxurious facilities. Why are there no customers? Could it be that the prices are too high? In any case, I need to sell my magic ore first." So Ju Hyuk quickly pulled out all his magic ore to trade. The clerk informed him, "Market price is 11.25 million won. It will be transferred to your account within 3 days." Ju Hyuk scratched his cheek and asked, "Can I use that money here right away?" The clerk nodded. "Of course, you can use it immediately. Enjoy your shopping." Ju Hyuk turned and left, his face slightly pale from too much socializing. Buy quickly and go home, he thought, caught up in a shopping frenzy. Meanwhile, Uncle Lee Kyung-soo was asking about player Bong's shopping. "Is it going smoothly?" Gwangil reported. "Yes, I'm monitoring it. I told the other staff the shop is closed today." "And the prices?" Lee Kyung-soo asked. Gwangil replied, "I've instructed staff to sell at a 90% discount. Shy people might refuse free items out of pressure." Seeing he had planned everything, Lee Kyung-soo was pleased. "Well done." Back to Ju Hyuk. The items he bought from the player shop were an adamantine club, 2 million won, and basilisk leather boots, 3 million won. After feeling the quality of the two items, Ju Hyuk realized something. He'd heard ordinary gear costs 20-30 million won. The team leader personally greeted him so. However you look at it, this is special treatment. Nothing is free in this world. What pressure. But those boots are really nice. Since he already had the full-body energy shield armor for defense, and it was all thanks to that reward. Having decided not to be greedy while climbing the tower, the rewards were still tempting. The protagonist smiled at the thought. Time quickly passed to the next day. Korsak had been summoned by Ju Hyuk. As soon as he appeared, he struck his familiar salute. "Hail, Summoner Bong. Honored to be called. Are we repeating floor 15 today?" Ju Hyuk waved his hand. "Today we go to floor 16. Then Ju Hyuk began mumbling words of luck under his breath and shouted, "Random summon." As the skill activated, a faint purple figure appeared in the room. But the figure quickly grew larger, until its head burst through the ceiling. Ju Hyuk's face looked like, "I've been warned but nothing came of it. What the hell was just summoned? My house deposit," he cried inwardly. After the hazy light covering the figure faded away, a gigantic, furry body appeared before them. This made the protagonist wonder, was it a person or a monster? Before Ju Hyuk could react, Korsak launched a flying double kick and shouted, "You idiot." His boot slammed straight into the giant's face. Not stopping there, the assassin continued a barrage of kicks while cursing nonstop. "Why you showing up, you coming here to ruin someone's life? Die, what's with that look? Keep your eyes down, you bastard, over here." Ju Hyuk, seeing Korsak so furious, wondered inwardly, do they know each other? The big guy seemed not to feel any pain from Korsak's attacks. "Not as painful as an itch," he said calmly. The third man immediately drew his weapon to threaten. "Oh yeah, let's see if you can still say that after I take your head. I'll even tie a nice little bow on it for you." Then, the moment Korsak prepared to rush in and tear the giant to pieces, Hyuk leapt in to block them. "Stop right now. One busted ceiling is already enough. I'm begging you, seriously." Ju Hyuk wailed, and Korsak immediately backed off. After a few seconds to calm down, Ju Hyuk continued. "Korsak, step back a bit. I need to talk to our new guest." Korsak shrugged at the request. "No need to restrain him, Summoner Bong. He's notorious. Famous for being an idiot, he might not even know the 3 summoning rules." The giant hastily retorted, I know the 3 rules, I study hard. Then recite them, Corsac demanded. The giant counted on his fingers and said, first, obey the summoner, absolutely no, causing fragments. Second of the summoner, understand value before conflict. Third is, he stammered, barely able to get words out, basically remembering nothing. After only a few lines, the man's head seemed about to smoke. Sure enough, the third got furious. See, you pulled trash, we need to eliminate him so he can't be summoned for 100 days. Ju Hyuk stared wide-eyed. There's a rule like that too, he thought, then checked the giant's entry, foolish Mandai flesh shield of the great grassland tribe. Name, unknown. Rarity, R rare. Class, Mandai tribal warrior. Duration, 10 hours. Affinity, none. Resummon cooldown 3 hours, starts when dismissal is activated. At a glance at this info panel, Ju Hyuk's face fell noticeably. R rank, this is the lowest thing I could draw. A bit disappointing. Maybe wait another month to summon again. Next came the protagonist's interview with the giant. What's your name? The giant replied, don't know, forgot. Ju Hyuk asked, do you know why you're here? The giant, no. When Ju Hyuk asked if he knew about the tower, the big guy said he didn't remember anything. Frustrated, Ju Hyuk thought, God, this is annoying. I'll read the detailed description. At that moment, Ju Hyuk's mind was suddenly pulled somewhere else. It was like what happened with Corsac. I'm being drawn into his memories. Where is this? Before Ju Hyuk now lay a vast meadow. On it the big fellow was happily running around. A Mandai warrior of the great grassland tribe. A pure being who found joy simply by being one with nature. However, despite his innocence, his physical abilities were top tier, yet he was extremely dim-witted, to the point he couldn't even remember his own name. Then he was deceived by a fake hero. The Mandai warrior was shoved forward as a meat shield in the battle against the Hydra demon. Using only his robust body, he withstood the Hydra's breath and counterattacked. He tore its heads off one after another, unaware that his flesh was melting, all for the sole purpose of protecting his comrades while they mocked him. What an idiot. Thanks, haha. We won easily because of you. In the end, he perished, dissolved by the accumulated acidic breath. Back with Ju Hyuk, after viewing the giant's memory, he realized, right, so that's why he's called a meat shield. Damn it, so what if he's a bit stupid? Thinking that, he reached out and said, welcome, let's climb the tower together. Start by giving you a name. Do you prefer Barbar or Meatball? The giant answered, don't know. The protagonist asked again, pick one, Barbar or Meatball. The big guy then chose Meatball. Then Ju Hyuk confidently told him, don't worry Meatball, I'll make you happy. Do you trust me? The simpleton Meatball replied, Meatball trusts the summoner. Whatever you say, I'll do. Seeing the big guy so loyal, Ju Hyuk sealed the deal and turned to Corsac behind him. So from now on, Corsac, you and I are teammates. Let's cooperate, okay? Corsac trembled, face pale, muttering, what is this? But after a few seconds of quick mental calculation, he obediently agreed like a pup. All right, if you say so, I think he's a reliable meat shield. I'll train him properly and make something of him. He declared with confidence, inspiring Ju Hyuk. Great, let's enter floor 16 right away. Yes, sir, Corsac replied. Then turned to instruct Meatball. Meatball, you not answering. Yeep, Meatball replied, but it only annoyed the assassin further. He kicked the big guy's leg and said, don't imitate me, you idiot. Ju Hyuk watched and could only sigh. A pathetic, timid player, a crazed assassin, and a simple meat shield. On paper, it's a disaster, but we can do it. Putting that aside, the 3 of them began to advance into floor 16. The system quickly announced, you have entered floor 16 of the tower. Korean lights. Physical abilities have been enhanced to match your level. Combat attributes and skills are available. Floor 16 mission. Eliminate 30 Goblin Scouts. Time limit, 5 hours. Completion condition. Goblin Scouts eliminated 0-30. Failure condition. Death or task abandonment. As with previous floors, Corsac led the way, saying as they moved, Bong, activate your energy shield. Be ready to use the stomach skill anytime. 8 goblins. They fire needle bolts, so we don't know when they'll appear. Sure enough, as he said, goblins were ambushed behind the tree trunks. One, even up high, aimed his blowpipe straight at Ju Hyuk, and with a hard puff, launched a needle racing at wind-splitting speed. Luckily, Corsac's instincts reacted in time, and he caught the dart in his palm, but it still gave Ju Hyuk a fright. After the initial attack failed, the remaining goblins no longer hid and charged in from 4 directions. As usual, Ju Hyuk immediately fell back, hiding behind a large rock, while his goblin companion swung his sword to deflect all the incoming darts. I'll hand them over to you, he shouted, but a barrage of darts kept striking the rock, causing cracks to spider outward everywhere. Ju Hyuk gritted his teeth and thought, they've been waiting for us. Seems like there are over 50 of them. He immediately turned to his new companion and ordered, Meatball, go ahead and block them. Meatball's eyes lit up with a golden glow. Then he gathered momentum and leapt high into the air. Below, the goblins saw a giant suddenly flying toward them and were so terrified they nearly wet themselves, scrambling to flee. While Corsac noticed a shadow appear on the ground and turned back in curiosity. At that moment, Meatball's enormous form landed, blowing the entire group of goblins out. Even Corsac was blasted away by the force of the impact. The most impressed was none other than the protagonist. Oh my god, are they completely physically outclassed? All around, the remaining goblins were blowing darts frantically, sweating profusely. Yet when the darts struck Meatball's body, they didn't even scratch him, not as painful as an itch. He had been ordered to eliminate them all. Meatball mumbled and then charged forward, arms swinging like a machine, knocking away every goblin in his path. Juhyuk, watching from behind, could only gape in astonishment. This Mandai warrior is only R rank. Based on combat ability alone, he should be SR, maybe even SSR. Impossible. Could he be ranked R just because he's stupid? Time passed quickly. After clearing floor 16, Juhyuk bought several buckets of fried chicken to treat Meatball. You did great today, Meatball. Eat up, Juhyuk said enthusiastically, and Meatball kept grabbing drumsticks and stuffing them into his mouth. Kitchen's so tasty, he said happily. Corsac immediately slapped his hand at Meatball's neck. Chicken, you idiot, doesn't that chicken look like a duck? And don't eat it all at once. Then he quickly tried to piece himself, only to shout fire. Oh my god, why is this so spicy? Meatball mocked him. The assassin is so delicate, his neck looks dumb. The protagonist nearby complained, can't you two get along even once? Then, just after taking a bite, Juhyuk heard Meatball shout, the summoner is good. Feed Meatball chicken, Meatball thanks his life. He patted his chest in assurance, and Juhyuk felt a bit embarrassed by those words. Hee, compared to what you did, chicken means nothing. Actually, I'm the one who owes you, from now on. Before he finished, Corsac kicked Meatball in the face. Chicken is not kitchen, you fool. From Juhyuk's perspective, interrupted, he angrily scolded Corsac. You startled me. Why disturb him while he's eating happily? We were having a touching moment. Corsac bowed apologetically. Sorry, it's just that brat Meatball seems to need some disciplining, he said, glancing reproachfully at the bastard eating while the summoner was distracted. Time passed until the next day. Today, the protagonist's party was preparing to assault floor 17. With his physical strength increased, veins bulged in Juhyuk's arms, giving him a bit of pride. Wow, I'm already level 17. I can feel an uncontrollable power. My heart is racing. Is the wild horse inside me awakening again? All right, it's time to fight. Before Juhyuk could get more excited, Corsac doused him with a cold splash. Level 20 is the perfect level to get complacent, Summoner Bong. I'll lead, Meatball stepped forward and said. Protect the summoner, stay behind to live. The mission on floor 17 is to eliminate 30 goblin warriors. I didn't notice when watching tutorial videos from other players, but seeing it with my own eyes, it's truly terrifying. There are at least 90 of them here. Although they're monsters, they're very adept at strategy and tactics. The strategy guide I watched before entering said, when the goblin warriors first appear, players should retreat to a safe zone. After chasing them for a while and returning, their forces will naturally disperse and they will patrol in groups of 3. Lure and take out each group of 3 without drawing attention, then repeat until success. Although this is the standard strategy, it takes a lot of time. For me, I don't need that tedious procedure. With that thought, Juhyuk ordered, Meatball go. Meatball obeyed and let out a roar, the ground beneath him cracking into pieces. His presence made Juhyuk even more confident. Now that we have Meatball, I can easily reach floor 20, maybe even higher. Alright, what's the next reward? Juhyuk wondered inwardly and said aloud, sweep them all away. Juhyuk couldn't help but admire it. That performance was insane. To put it simply, strategy and tactics only work when weight classes are similar. Like thousands of rental bicycles trying to fight a K2 Black Panther tank, there's no contest. Notification, you have achieved S++ rank on floor 17 of the Black Korean Tower. S++ completion reward granted, Platinum Badge. Juhyuk cheered in excitement. Fantastic. Corsac froze as if turned to stone at the sight. Bond. Floor 18 mission. Defeat 30 Goblin Assassins. Floor 18 features Goblin Assassin. He pointed and ordered Meatball to move out. To their surprise, they were monsters using the stealth skill. Meatball reached out to grab them but ultimately missed, leaving him bewildered. Meatball's massive body was all clumsy. Juhyuk momentarily went blank at that stupidity. He muttered inwardly that this might not be as easy as he thought, while Meatball kept flailing like mad. The assassins were all cowards. Suddenly a laugh echoed through the forest. Corsac was smug to the point his nose wanted to tilt skyward. You've endured watching that idiot Meatball's strategy until now. I'll cleanse your eyes with a top-tier performance. He curled his lip confidently and streaked forward like wind. Those goblins' stealth skill is nothing compared to me, the assassin. In the blink of an eye, he moved like a leaping fish or flying bird, each goblin falling swiftly. The system displayed progress. Completion condition. Goblin Assassins 7 out of 30. Ju Hyuk gaped as he watched Corsac. A sneering smile instantly appeared. He took the bait. His plan truly worked. Corsac was anxious about reduced screen time because of Meatball lately. Watch him hurriedly chase Meatball away. Get out of the way, you brat. Meatball still dazed and clueless. I'll help too. He felt thoroughly successful. Their competitive blood was ignited. Ju Hyuk thought gleefully as he reached out his hand. Work hard and grab those badges for me. I need to keep upgrading these great skills with new privileges. A staff immediately appeared in his hand, and he himself had reached about level 18. As he tensed, winds circled around him, his latent power. A neigh pierced the sky as Ju Hyuk's head suddenly became a horse's head. Release the wild steed. He smugly thought he had checked all the guide information before entering floor 18. Ju Hyuk knew that the Goblin Assassin's stealth skill was low level, so if he focused, he could detect their movement. His gaze was firmer than ever. There was nothing to fear, since he'd practiced enough stealth when farming floor 15. He slipped between the trees, trying to get close to a goblin. Just as he was about to touch it, the grass at his feet suddenly trembled. Ju Hyuk panicked, flailing his arms and legs to regain his balance. Somehow the staff swung out and struck that goblin's head. Ting, the system recorded. Completion condition. Goblin Assassins 10 of 30. Ju Hyuk smiled with joy. He had caught it as planned. After all, his first hunt on floor 18 had succeeded. Out of nowhere, a goblin suddenly ambushed. Meanwhile, the system kept pinging as Corsac slaughtered foes. Completion condition. Goblin Assassins 18 of 30. A triumphant grin crossed his face. Good. Completion condition. Goblin Assassins 25 of 30. Completion condition. Goblin Assassins 27 of 30. Corsac whispered, 3 more to go. Suddenly, he noticed something to the side. Meatball was also putting all his strength into the fight. The goblins were sent flying in all directions. Meatball shouted as he struck. Meatball keeps. Corsac barked irritably. Get out of the way, you're blocking me. A question popped into his head. Where's Summoner Bong? A barrier shield just managed to block a lethal blow aimed at Ju Hyuk. He turned around in a panic. Phew. Just thinking about it made Ju Hyuk want to cry. Without the energy shield, it would have been dangerous. Surrounded on all sides, he felt something strange, but could it be the adrenaline pumping? The goblin's sword strike looked like it was in slow motion. It felt as if the world were slowing down. He swung his arm and sent 2 goblins flying. Notification: you have achieved S++ rank on floor 18 of the Black Korean Tower. S++ completion reward granted. Platinum badge. Only then did Corsac rush over in a fluster. Bong, Summoner Bong. Ju Hyuk looked at the system board and smiled. Seems like I landed the finishing blow. Suddenly Corsac dropped to his knees and wailed miserably. Summoner Bong. Min Ah at headquarters cheered. A global notification had just appeared. Floor 18, S++ completion successful. The director was so excited he slapped the desk. Okay, Gwang Il was equally jubilant. He couldn't interfere. It seemed he'd prepared thoroughly. Kyung-soo laughed. If it were up to me, I'd announce right now that the one who holds the record for S++ 18 consecutive floors in Korea is this person. Kwang Il stopped him. Don't say that, even jokingly. Min Ah chimed in with advice, saying it would be dangerous if his identity were exposed. The director chuckled. I'm just saying I'm that proud of him. Gwang Il affirmed seriously. From now on, Bong Ju Hyuk is a top player who needs to be cared for even more than the elite team. News spread quickly. A new wind is blowing through the Black Korean Tower climbing scene. After a 20-day break, an astonishing achievement of S++ rank on 18 consecutive floors broke the record, an unprecedented feat, and tower climbing history is being rewritten. This mysterious player is now estimated to be level 19. Not only players, but the whole country is interested in the identity of this S++ player. Corsac sighed so dejectedly that Ju Hyuk's face fell. He stammered, wanting to ask, Corsac, don't sigh like that. If there's something to say, say it. Corsac nodded listlessly. Yes, sir, too fast. Ju Hyuk didn't understand. What do you mean? Corsac's eyes narrowed, the speed at which you recognized his talent. Ju Hyuk, surprised, pointed at himself. Talent? Who, me? Surely not me. Who doesn't like praise? Hey, are you kidding me? Corsac was silent but thought to himself, this isn't a joke. The night walking skill that Summoner Bong used at the end was a perfect movement, so precise even I would struggle to replicate it. He still remembered the scene clearly, and that made it even more dangerous. He cleared his throat. No, Bong, it's real. Corsac began a flurry of remarks. You'll gradually find joy in combat and grow more confident. Danger will scale with that. Acting brave gets you killed. We promised each other from the start, right? Safety first, preserve your life. Hearing that, Ju Hyuk felt foolish. Yes, of course. I would never do anything risky. I'll only take about one. A silence fell. It seemed both were preoccupied with their own worry. Ju Hyuk suddenly had a premonition that something was wrong. While Korsak quietly sobbed, our summoner, Ju Hyuk, felt certain the day would come when he'd cause trouble. Meatball, who had been silent until then, suddenly chuckled. That assassin, crying, what a fool. Immediately, Korsak gave him a kick. I'll boil you in a pot. Meatball's huge body flipped backward and slammed into the small refrigerator. Ju Hyuk cried out in alarm, my fridge. He hurriedly stopped the budding fight. Both ceased damaging the apartment and stepped back. Seeing the kimchi jar spilled on the floor, Ju Hyuk lamented, oh no, the precious kimchi is all over the floor. Mom gave it to me, goodbye kimchi. Outside, the sky had turned toward dusk. Tomorrow, to clear my head, maybe I'll go visit my parents. The next morning, Ju Hyuk climbed the stairs of the rather old apartment building step by step. He opened the door himself and greeted his parents. I'm home, son's back. A voice from inside called out, Ju Hyuk's here. Come in, child. When he entered, his father lay on the bed smiling affectionately. You don't live that far away, you should visit more. Ju Hyuk's mother interjected. Oh, stop nagging him, he's busy. How's your hip, dear? His father struggled to sit up. Do you think bones heal easily? I've been in bed half the day. Seeing this, Ju Hyuk urged, just rest, but his father insisted stubbornly, what's wrong with sitting up a bit? As he helped his father up, Ju Hyuk's mother went into the kitchen. Sit down, I've made a stew. He asked, where's my brother? She smiled. Min Hyuk went to buy tofu, he'll be back soon. The steaming hot food was laid out on the table. The four of them sat down together. As Ju Hyuk ate, he probed, things at home have been tough lately, haven't they? His mother reassured him, don't worry, I'll find work again soon. That's right, his father added, don't worry about us. Live your life well and stop always thinking about sending money home. Ju Hyuk wondered if he should probe a little more. Thinking it, he spoke casually. It would be great if I awakened right now. His parents' reaction was urgent. Ju Hyuk, don't tell us that's the case. It made him jump. Should he have hinted more subtly? Then his father burst out laughing. Was that a joke? Me going into the tower? A guy who looks just like you? Let me tell you, I'm the kind of man who calls his wife over just to catch a cockroach. His mother sighed. That's not something to be proud of, dear. His mother's next question was awkward. By the way, aren't you working today? Ju Hyuk startled and brushed it off. Today is my day off. While inwardly whispering what he dared not say. Actually, I've already quit every. His mother nudged him. Son, your face gives you away whenever you lie, you know, suspicious. Ju Hyuk flustered. Lie? What are you talking about? I don't lie that much. She just smiled gently. Anyway, I trust my son. Hearing his mother say that, Ju Hyuk was deeply moved. Mom. A moment later he stiffened, then added, just don't get involved with loan sharks, absolutely not. Small memories flooded back to Ju Hyuk, when he'd forgotten. The latest news, the Smile Cash murder case. He stammered, that can't be true. Hastily changing the subject, he asked, by the way, how's your work going, Mom? His mother sighed in frustration. It was because of a rude customer. I went to fix their water purifier, and they told me to clean up all their recyclables and food waste too. She raised her voice, how could I just stand by? Never mind the customer rating, I gave them a piece of my mind. But then she was fired. I'm fierce and brave, I can't stand injustice. His father laughed along. The greatest achievement of my life was getting your mother to go on a date with me, and the father who fell for such a mother, that's me. A true goofball, terrible family genes but strong nonetheless, Dad said. Ju Hyuk smiled and spoke, inwardly deciding that everyone was too worried. He'd talk about awakening once things were more stable. Before he knew it, it was time to leave. His brother looked at the envelope in surprise. What's this money? Ju Hyuk instructed. Pocket money for Mom and Dad, give it to them and make sure they don't overwork. As he was about to leave, his brother called out, wait, Hyuk. Seeing his brother about to speak then stop, Ju Hyuk guessed it was because of the time he paid his tuition last time. His brother was sulking for thanks. Being the older brother, Ju Hyuk knew the kid. This sly brat was probably shy to say thanks. He put a hand on his brother's shoulder. I get how you feel, kiddo. The younger brother blinked, really. A moment later his brother scratched his head bashfully. Then I can say it, pocket money for Mom, pocket money for Dad. Do you notice something missing? It seems you forgot my share, Hyuk. His face went blank, that kid, yet he begrudgingly transferred the money. Don't spend it on useless things, you brat. Money sent. Transfer of 500,000 won completed. By the afternoon, Ju Hyuk was standing in front of the Awakening Management Office, Seoul, Hanamdong. He looked up at the building. He had planned to go home, but on impulse he came here. After meeting his family, his desire to handle this properly grew strong. Although Gwang Il had said, if you visit the player's shop, please contact me first, Ju Hyuk thought to himself that it would probably be fine. If he ran into him again, he'd feel uneasy. The main reason Ju Hyuk came here was for gear. He already had an energy shield, but monsters grow stronger on higher floors, so he had his eye on one item. It would be best to buy a shield, but when the clerk quoted the price, it was like a lightning strike. The thing costs 100 million won. Ju Hyuk was so shocked he froze. 100 million. He awkwardly explained, that's too heavy for me and it's too expensive, so I'm out unless it's the only option. Ridiculously costly. And why does the salesperson have to be a woman? I can't speak smoothly, and why is it so crowded today? Last time there wasn't a soul. The clerk remained professional and without annoyance showed another product. This should suit you. It's a small handheld round shield made of adamantium and sectonium alloy. It's light, self-repairing. You can try it on. Ju Hyuk liked it a lot. It matched him so well it seemed to be a set with his mace. He really liked it. He asked quietly how much. The clerk smiled. 40 million won. Shall I process the payment for you? Though it hurt his wallet, Ju Hyuk gritted his teeth. Yes, I'll buy it. As soon as he placed his hand on the scanner, the payment went through. Ju Hyuk exhaled in relief, finally purchased. He felt like he'd just finished a battle. Talking to the clerk had been tougher than dealing with goblins. With a sigh, Ju Hyuk happily thought that at least now he could go home. Suddenly, a stranger spoke up. You haven't awakened long, have you? He abruptly tried to make friends. I'm a player too, nice to meet you. I'm Choi Hosak. Ju Hyuk grew wary, this was a bit overenthusiastic. Yes, I'm Bong Ju Hyuk. The man seemed to know him. Oh, Ju Hyuk, I'm here every day, wanted to say hi since I haven't seen you before. If it's not rude, what floor are you on? I'm climbing to the 30s. Ju Hyuk hesitated. I'm on floor 10, inwardly thinking, that's a high level. He laughed heartily. I see. If you have any trouble climbing the tower, ask me anything. Ju Hyuk was slightly convinced by that smile. He seemed easygoing and kind, like a natural extrovert. Seeing this, Ju Hyuk honestly said he had no difficulties at the moment. The man chuckled. Lucky. If you need help next time, ask me. I'm here off. Like a breeze, he waved goodbye and ran off. See you, catch you later. He left Ju Hyuk bewildered. Bold social skills for a seasoned guy, admirable. With that level, he must have a girlfriend, right? So jealous. A whole day passed. He checked his status. Bong Ju Hyuk, affiliated with the Black Korean Tower, level 19, summon trait, can summon 2 at once. Companions, John Corsar, Meatball the Brutish Fool. Trait skills, targeted summon, random summon, unsummon. Common skill, enter tower once per day. Exclusive tower inventory. Combat skill, night walking up to level 19. Now I can challenge floor 19, but before that. With a thud, he dropped the notebook on the table. He should summon Corsar and settle something. The system announced immediately. John Corsar has been designated for summoning. Corsac appeared twitching. Loyalty, thanks for the rating. Excited to brag, Ju Hyuk said, I bought a shield. Meanwhile, Corsac knelt on the floor. Look, now you even know how to enjoy it, and you put the shield away too. He loudly asked, do you really have to go that far? Ju Hyuk tried to reassure him. I'll prioritize safety as much as possible. That only made Corsac more negative. His predecessor summoner had said the same. Ju Hyuk clenched his small fist. Don't worry, I'm cowardly. If tower climbing gets hard, I'll quit immediately. He pleaded earnestly. Please promise me, you won't lie and rush into things on your own. Corsac even instructed that if things got tough, sacrifice the subordinates and the meatball to escape. Ju Hyuk forced a wry smile. I promise, Corsac added. Better to sacrifice that damned meatball than the subordinates. Ju Hyuk could only nod, understood. Having achieved his wish, Corsac was about to get to work. Well then, let's start cleaning, this smell is. Ju Hyuk smiled. I bought buns to give you, Corsar. He immediately became docile and loyal. The assassin friend was unexpectedly cute, who knew you'd care for your subordinates even before someone like Meatball. He gaped happily. The subordinate will eat well. Suddenly Corsac's tone grew grave. Summoner Bong. Are you making enemies with anyone? Ju Hyuk still had no idea. Enemies? Of course not. Corsac was extremely alert. Someone's outside. Their murderous aura is overflowing. Ju Hyuk jumped. Murderous aura. Just then a voice called from the door. Hello. He ordered immediately. Hide. Corsac snapped into a ready stance. Understood. Energy shield. Effect protect the user with a damage-absorbing barrier. Seconds later, the apartment door was kicked in. The doorknob slowly flew toward where Ju Hyuk was nailing. A figure gradually appeared. Hello, over there. He was surprised to realize who it was. Ju Hyuk couldn't help but shout, You're the person I met at the player's shop. The man smiled with a twisted grin. Surprised? You bastard, I've gone through a lot to track you down. His voice trembled more and more. Why me? Is that a gun? Please put the weapon away. The other man pointed the gun at him and yelled, Who told you to speak? You wanna die, kid? Take off your bracelet and open your inventory before I turn your head into Swiss cheese. Ju Hyuk's gaze seemed to go dark. No, what the hell does he think he's doing pointing that at me? A figure silently appeared behind the gunman while he was still threatening them. You think this is a joke? Ju Hyuk thought inwardly. This is basically suicide.